Happy birthday to me. Not really my birthday, but it feels like a birthday. I feel like I should be receiving presents and that somebody should be making me a cake because of this little update on Black Lives Matter. My friends, guess what? They are headed for insolvency after plunging 8.5 million into the red. Wow, what? How didn't they collect $90 million following the George Floyd? Who was it that was saying that it was a scam? I don't remember. Who was the girl that was saying that BLM was definitely a scam? That I don't support the Black Lives.
So I'm gonna stop it right there, and I'm gonna save this for another video because this will be a series of videos because there is a lot of information on this that needs to be shared. So first of all, I'm sorry to bust your bubble, Candace Owens, but we've been saying this way before you. The black grassroots been calling out Black Lives Matters way before you. We already knew what the ploy is. We already knew what it was. We already knew it was a finesse. We already knew that Black Lives Matter was used to co-opt the black movement with the LGBT movement. So, furthermore, let's get into it. This is the first part of we were saying this about Black Lives Matter way before Candace Owens, part one. So, first of all, before I even start, I want to give credit where credit is due. There has already been content creators on TikTok kind of bringing this topic up, but I really want to dive more deep into it. And I kind of been wanting to dive into this subject for quite a while now, right? As you know it, the Ferguson uprisings were, I would say, almost 10 years ago, back in 2014. Um, Darren Wilson, a police officer, killed an unarmed black man, Michael Brown. And just to give like a brief history of just my experience. During that time, I was not living in St. Louis, but I seen it on Facebook when it happened. I was friends with a lot of people on Facebook when this happened, right? So I first seen it when it happened, and Mike Brown was murdered, and he was sitting there on the concrete for hours. He was just sitting there in the street for hours, and everybody was sharing it. And I remember even telling my mama, I was like, "Look, man, the police officer done killed this unarmed black man. They had him sitting in the street for hours. No police, no ambulance or anything. They just had him sitting in the streets." So people were heated, like they was hot. Like what you seen go down in Ferguson, it was from the raw emotions of the people. It was from the raw emotions of the people. And the thing is, this was before the Black Lives Matter organization even showed up to Ferguson. This was way before that, right? Because before that, people were just using Black Lives Matter as a hashtag. We just looked at it as a hashtag. We didn't know it was like no actual organization or anything like that. Like the actual grassroots people that was putting work in the streets and protesting, or whether they was rioting or doing whatever, they weren't tied to the actual organization Black Lives Matter. That came in later. So first, what I'm going to do, right? First, what we're going to do, we're going to talk about all the activists that were murdered during that time. I'm not going to get into detail with every single one, but um just to show like condolences, just to show respect, I want to acknowledge the people, all the Ferguson activists that was murdered. So give me 1 second, right? Give me 1 second. Know why I'm doing this? Before I get into it, let me play some music or something, right? Okay, so let's get into this, right? So there were 6 Ferguson activists that were murdered during this time. Well, I don't think all of them was from Ferguson, but it was 6 activists that was murdered during this time, right? Okay, so let's take a look at this, right? One second, let me start to read. I'm gonna start reading. Okay, I'm gonna start reading here. The Reverend Daryl Gray said he found a box inside his car. When the bomb squad arrived, no explosives were found, but a 6-foot python was inside. Everybody is on pins and needles, Gray said of his fellow activists. No arrests have been made in the 2 homicides. St. Louis County Police spokesman Sean McGuire and witnesses have simply refused to come forward, leaving detectives with no answers for why the men were targeted. We don't believe either one of them was connected to each other, McGuire said, but adding, it's tough to come up with a motive without a suspect. So a lot of these activists that were involved with Ferguson and in the Ferguson uprisings and protests, going to the city council's meetings and everything, they were targeted. So let me finish reading. Ferguson erupted in protest in August 2014 after Officer Darren Wilson fatally shot Brown during a street confrontation. Brown was unarmed, but Wilson said he fired in self-defense when the black teenager came at him menacingly. A grand jury declined to charge Wilson in November 2014, prompting one of the most violent nights of demonstrations and one of the first activist deaths. DeAndre Joshua's body was found inside a burned car blocks from the protest. The 20-year-old was shot in the head before the car was torched. Darren Shields, shown on video confronting Brown's mother the same night, met an almost identical fate. 2 years later, the 29-year-old bullet-riddled body was found inside a burning car in September 2016. 4 others also died. 3 of them were suicides. So as you can see, there's a pattern, right? They both were burned in cars, and it didn't seem like some rookie did this. It seemed like it was some type of trained hitman that did these murders. So let's continue reading. Sean McCurl of Columbus, Ohio, shot himself in February 2016 outside the front door of Ohio State House. Police said he had been active in Ferguson. What a coincidence. In 2016 as well. Edward Crawford Jr., 27, fatally shot himself in May 2017 after telling acquaintances he had been distraught over personal issues. Police said a photo of Crawford firing a tear gas canister back at the police during the Ferguson protest was part of St. Louis Post-Dispatch Pulitzer's prize-winning coverage. And this is this infamous video here. I think he's holding some red hot riblets and he's firing a canister back at the police. So this is a infamous video. An infamous photo that was used in a lot of news articles in jail. So let's keep going. Let me go back down. In October 24th, 24-year-old Donnie Jones was found hanging from a tree in the yard of his North St. Louis County home. His mother, Melissa McKinney, was active in Ferguson and posted on Facebook after her son's death. They lynched my baby, but the death was ruled a suicide. We know that it's not no suicide. Because, first of all, who is going to hang themselves from the tree in North County? Like, come on. Like, make it make sense. Basim Masri, a 31-year-old Palestine American who frequently live streamed video of Ferguson demonstrations, was found unresponsive on a bus in November and couldn't be revived. Toxicology results released in February showed he died of an overdose on fentanyl. What a coincidence. So I'ma just stop it right there, right? I just want to, out of respect, highlight all those activists who were unalive that played a part in the Ferguson uprising and protests. So let's get into it, right? This is a video that Darren Seals did exposing Black Lives Matter back in 2016. But even before then, we was already exposing them for what they were doing back in 2014. The grassroots black media was. People in the grassroots, or listened to the grassroots and paid attention and followed the grassroots, knew what was going on already. We knew how Black Lives Matter got down way before 2020, even before 2016. Remember, the Ferguson's uprisings popped off in 2014, and that's when they, came out and got they major recognition from the media. But let's get into it, right? I'm gonna share this video with y'all real quick. Hold up. One second, let me present this. Okay, let's get into this here, right?
Black Lives Matter campaigns, but they are the same. They are running together. It's just a little gay cult, Twitter fingers, like my man Cap call them, Twitter activists, and they don't do shit but He don't do shit but tweet while we was in the streets, you know, turn shit up, you know, protest, you know. I mean, certain people's protesting, certain people's rioting, certain people was you know, organizing, you know, making moves. They was just sitting back Twitter fingers.
So like he said, and this was back in 2016. He already said they wasn't doing nothing but tweeting. Like while everybody was up in arms and in action and protesting or doing whatever, they was just sitting down tweeting. And they came after they really came after everything popped off for real. But yeah, they was just sitting there tweeting.
You know, I mean, we all put things on social media so the world can know, but they literally just sat there and tweeted the whole shit. But while they tweeted the whole shit, I mean, you know, white folks, black people ain't on Twitter. Like, how many of y'all on Twitter? I don't nobody be on Twitter. White folks shit. So while they tweeting, they playing cat and mouse with the white folks. You know, they racist. They hiding behind fake pages on Twitter, talking shit, going back and forth, retweet. It's like a big ass show. You know, so you got a lot of people sending them money, turning them into stars. Oprah tweeting at her and all that. They calling her fucking the face of Ferguson. I don't know.
See? And this was back in 26. I mean, this was back in 2014 when this popped off, right? So they sitting there tweeting everything, and I ain't even really doing nothing. They ain't connecting with the people that's actually putting in work. They ain't talking to the people. They just sitting there tweeting the whole time and going back and forth with people. And then Oprah deemed them as the face of Ferguson. They ain't even from the area.
Nobody know who the fuck she is. She ain't the face of shit. Wasn't even out there. She came out there, she just sat there and tweeted. But you the face of Twitter.
Right. Nobody ain't even know who she was.
That's what I call them. But anyways, man, a lot of people don't understand Black Lives Matter as an organization. They think it's just a hashtag and people just saying, man, anytime white folks are part of it, they put it in the media, something behind it. Believe that.
Facts. Anytime it's getting blowed up in the media, anytime people are starting to push it, all these major celebrities like Oprah is starting to push it, then you know it's a agenda behind it.
I mean, you got a Twitter, but you don't be on the motherfucker. I ain't never seen you on Twitter. I got a Twitter too, but shit, who uses that shit for real? Like, we use it for promo and little shit like that, but we ain't really using no goddamn Twitter. Anyways, feel free to comment and you know, give y'all opinions on this whole Black Lives Matter bullshit. But anyways, Black Lives Matter is a bunch of computer nerds. First of all, them being gay is I don't got nothing against them because they gay. I don't agree with the lifestyle of you know, homosexuality, but I don't agree with a lot of shit people do. I'm not gonna dislike you because you do some shit I don't like. I'm pretty sure I do shit people don't like, I don't agree with, ain't healthy for me in their eyes. So we disagree on lifestyles, but that ain't why. But they use that shit as a shield. When they doing all this bullshit, they try to come say, oh, he's just homophobic, he hated, man, my auntie been married to a woman since forever. Like, I don't agree.
Right. So as you can see, he been exposing their agenda to co-opt the black movement with the LGBT movement. He been exposing that.
Agree with the lifestyle because I don't see a long-term benefit of it. You can't reproduce when you messing with a woman, mess with a woman, a man mess with a man. But that don't mean I hate you because I don't hate you for it. Homophobia. I mean, you gotta be. A phobia is a fear. Anybody know me know for a motherfucker thing, especially nobody that's gay. Fuck, I'm afraid of that for. So it ain't about that, but they'll use that to distract people, make them people think like, oh, don't take what he's saying serious because he's just some homophobic thug nigga. He's just, you know, angry. Oh, that. The whole time they was doing this shit, I was telling everybody. I bitch smacked D-Ray in front of everybody. Half the motherfuckers that's mad now took.
Yeah, and he did slap D-Ray. D-Ray was one of the people that they forefronted in the movement. And the two other ladies, I forgot that they name already, but yeah, D Ray was the dude that they forefronted in the movement. And yeah, he slapped D Ray, and it was even one time where they was ran up out of St. Louis.
Took his side then. I'm like, how y'all taking this man's side? Why y'all taking this man's side?
So um the video kind of paused there, but it's gonna come back. Give me 1 second. See if I can fast forward it a little bit.
They try to run for office and all of that. The whole shit was a scheme, and I seen it. I seen it early because I've been in St. Louis my whole life. Cops kill niggas here every day. People die here every day. Why all of a sudden all these people coming like pretend they care about it so much all of a sudden? That was my whole mentality. Like, where the fuck y'all come from? Where all this fake love come from? You know what I mean?
Right, that's true. I mean, during the time of Ferguson, right? That was like one of the first times in a very long time to where the St. Louis area or Ferguson even got any coverage like that. Like St. Louis never got no coverage like that before. I'm telling you, like before 2014, like nobody was paying attention to St. Louis like that. I mean, other than like as far as like the music wise, you know, you had like Nelly and Chingy and stuff. But other than that, nobody never really knew what was going on in St. Louis like that or the North County Ferguson area. Nobody really cared until this whole thing, until the uprising.
If you weren't here before the media, I ain't take you serious. I don't give a who you was. Tyler Quali, any of the other motherfuckers. I really ain't take none of them serious because at the end of the day, y'all came because of the media. End of story. The CNN ain't show up. None of them motherfuckers would have cared about Mike Brown. So
Facts. He spit nothing but facts. You know, a lot of people and a lot of celebrities, they use this as a way to get publicity, right? But listen, I seen it when it first popped off. I'm telling you, like I seen it, and like I said, I wasn't living in St. Louis at this time, but I first seen it when he was laying in the streets for hours, and people were sharing it. I'm like, and like I said, I even told my mom, I'm like, look, mama, the police killed an unarmed black man, and he been laying in the streets for hours.
I really wasn't tripping off the shit they was doing. But I just noticed, like, man, these cats is really building a whole fucking campaign off our shit. And soliciting all these funds off our shit. And then black folks, you know, we ignorant to a lot of this type of shit because we ain't into that.
So, and listen, I know y'all might be mad that I keep pausing the video, but hey, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to react to what's going on and to what he's saying, because a lot of stuff that Candace Owens is talking about, she exposed. Darren Seals been exposing this, and the grassroots black media, we been knew what was up with this, right? We've been following this as well. The people that were in the streets and actually putting in work in Ferguson, they knew what was up as well. And we've been calling this out. People ain't heard us like that. You know, Candace Owens, she got a platform to where she could be heard like that. With us, people wasn't hearing what we was saying like that. So and then you do have some grassroots big name people like Tariq and you know, you got Jason Black, Professor Black Truth. You know, they was already, you know, they was putting this stuff out as well to the forefront. But you know, we've been putting this stuff out. You know, people just don't pay attention, or a lot of people, they didn't hear, you know, if you wasn't in tune with the grassroots black media.
So when they started the hashtag Black Lives Matter, it was so catchy that everybody shared it, everybody started saying it, and it became so fucking big, so large. People actually thought, like, oh, this just a catchy hashtag, but people didn't know this was actually an organization.
Right. People just thought of it as a hashtag because we thinking like, yeah, Black Lives Matter. Yeah, Black Lives Matter. We support that because Black Lives do matter. People were supporting the hashtag. They didn't really care for the group like that. And now there were actually some people in the group because I think they had like local groups, local chapters of the group, um state chapters of the group. I think it was broken down like that. Now it was some people in the organization that really wanted to do right by the people, and I'm not coming at them. And in some of my future videos I'm gonna kind of break some of that stuff down because the organization as a whole, Black Lives Matter, they was taking, they was having friction with the people in the local groups because they were taking money and stuff. So it was people in the actual group Black Lives Matter in the local groups that was on the ground that really wanted to see the betterment, the betterment for black people. They really wanted to make a change. They really wanted to do something positive. But the people in the group overall were just money hungry, and they wanted to take full advantage of it. And as you can see, they living in mansions, and they paying their family all this money, or they giving it to the LGBT agenda. So let's continue.
The founding members are three lesbian girls: D. Ray, the girls Brittany Alexis, uh, the dude Charles Wade. All the people that's involved in this whole in the forefront of this whole Black Lives Matter campaign zero shit, they all gay. It's like a gay couple. So they using this shit. They're using their sexuality for protection. You know the white folks, they gonna protect you when you're gay. They fuck with you when you're gay. So they soliciting all these funds, doing all this fraud shit, and they're using the fact they're gay as a shield. So you really can't say shit about them because when you do, they come for your neck. They stick together. You know what I mean? All of them eating off Mike Brown death.
See, he calling them out for scamming. He calling them out for co-opting the black movement with the LGBT movement. And this was a real black person from council movement. I mean, going to student council meetings, in the streets.
Now they traveling. D-Ray, he go to Yale. They get him like 40 bands to go to Yale and speak. They got him as the face of Ferguson. He ain't even from this motherfucker. Never even.
See, got them as the face of Ferguson. I ain't even from there. Paying that man 40,000 to go to Yale. And we know who was funding this whole organization: George Soros. George Soros. Listen, a white dude came up to me one time, and he was like, "Man, Black Lives Matter. Black people, they got a good thing going. Fighting for themselves. Black Lives Matter. But I kind of want to see them do more stuff for everybody." And that's the problem that we already have. We be trying to fight for everybody and co-op everybody into our movement, right? That's what happened with the civil rights movement. The whole affirmative action thing was supposed to be just for us, but we started adding in minorities, white women, disabled people, and we only got crumbs of it. That's why I did a video a while back saying that, I mean, we don't benefit from it. It's not gonna hurt us. And a lot of people, I mean, a lot of black people actually agree with it. We don't benefit from it like that. Come on. If we not qualified to get these high paying 6-figure jobs, they're not gonna just hand them to us. You gotta work to get those type of jobs.
even been in this motherfucker until Mike Brown died. Dude from Baltimore. And they ran him up out of there. Now he down here to face the Ferguson, the face of the movie. They calling him the next Malcolm X. That's a fucking insult. Malcolm X wouldn't even respect that man, let alone.
Right, the disrespect, calling that man the next Malcolm X, bro. Sitting there tweeting. Like, come on, man.
Be anything like him. Anyways. So you got Black Lives Matter shit. It's blowing up. And if you notice, as it's blowing up, you're not hearing about Mike Brown anymore. You're not hearing about Darren Wilson anymore. You're not hearing about the Ferguson Police Department anymore. We're not hearing about none of this corrupt shit about McCullough, Jay Nixon. You're not hearing about none of this shit no more. All you're hearing about is Black Lives Matter now.
Facts. So after they really started to blow up, it just started to be like just this whole media thing, man. They never really came to address the actual issues. They just did this all for publicity, for money, to get traction, to promote their real agenda, which is the LGBT agenda. And we know why it works like that, because again, they were funded by George Soros, which I will get more into detail with George Soros later in some of my later videos. But it's a deep rabbit hole with this, right? That's why I had to do this in a series of videos. I mean, it will literally take, it's going to take a while to cover all this information, because it's a lot of information that really went down with this.
They took the energy away from Ferguson, but they did it so intelligently. A lot of people didn't understand what was going on when it was going on, so they was helping these motherfuckers. Not even knowing they stealing our shit. They stealing our shine. A lot of cats went to jail for us to be the main topic in the media. A lot of cats risked their life. Scoop got shot in the head. She could be dead right now. You know what I mean? A lot of shit happened for this shit to grow into what it became. There was an opportunity to really fight back and really make a change in Ferguson.
Facts. And as you can see, as I announced at first, look at all those activists that was involved in the Ferguson uprising that ended up murdered. Look at all them activists.
In Missouri as a whole. But as you see, nobody was indicted. Most of the people that was in office still in office. And nothing really happened. They just clearly got away with murder. Nothing happened. Now they on to the next city, then the next city, then the next city, then the next city, being superstars off our shit we created here. While we sent back.
Facts. Remember, this was back in 2016, but we was already saying this back in 2014. And if you think about the what's our dude name? Give me one second. Let me look this up real quick. Old dude, because they were mainly started receive their donations after 2020 for real. George Floyd. Okay, sometimes I'll be forgetting names and stuff, but yeah, they really started to blow up after George Floyd. But this was back in 2016. He's saying this, man. 4 years before George Floyd. 2014 was 6 years before George Floyd.
Still like, damn, what we gonna do? Then after Mike Brown, it was Gene Powell. Then you had Von Derek Myers, and so on and so on and so on. Cops ain't stopped killing her since Mike Brown died. And what Black Lives Matter doing about it? They just collecting checks. I ain't heard of them paying for no funerals. I ain't heard of them starting no programs for the youth, building no centers, nothing. You know what I mean?
You right. They ain't did a damn thing with their money. I ain't did a damn thing with their money. Listen, all that money is going to pay went to buying them luxurious homes, going to their family members, and going to the LGBT agenda towards that. You with all that money that they had, right? You know how much could have been done for the black community. This is why I don't like scammers in the black community, right? Because we're actually in a crisis now, right? With everything that's been going on in the world. It's 2023 now. This was back in 2016. Say if that money could have actually went to something useful, right? To buy land to where black people could have farmland, buying houses to where black people can have low income housing. Help funding black businesses, sending black kids to school. Instead of that, they it went to the agenda and it went in their pockets.
So we back at square one, back where we started. No justice, no nothing. And the biggest problem is it's a lot of local people that sold out because they wanted that GoFundMe money. They wanted that grant money. It was all about money to them, man. When I went out there, man, like I told them from day one, I already got money. Like, you know what I mean? I got a great job. I got money saved up. I'm investing in businesses. I already had my paper straight before I got out there. So it was never about no money with me because I already got money. You can't buy my soul, my nigga. Like, I had money. I've been having money for years, man. I came from the streets. I know how to get money. I don't need to use Mike Brown to get no goddamn money.
Facts. That's why Darren Seals was a real one, man. He said he ain't gonna sell his soul for no money. Said he already had money. But the people in the area, the local people, some of them they used it as an opportunity to get some money. They thought, hey man, I want to get in on this too. I want to clout chase off this too.
And that's why to this day, his dad still fuck with me. His dad called me. Matter of fact, I talked to Mike Brown Sr. 2 days ago. He want me to do something for him and his wife. And we just had to sit a round table meeting with all the police chiefs. You know, I'm cursing their ass, start snapping on them. And me and Mike Brown, you know, we talked about it. We like, man, you see, now that the media circus is over, who's still by your side? Who's still with you in this war? Now that you need somebody to be there and talk with you, because Mike Brown he a soldier. Like, he one of the realest dudes because a lot of people don't give a fuck about their kids dying. A lot of these men ain't stepping up. You see the mothers in the media, but you don't see the fathers. But Mike Brown, he stood tall. So I respect that man. But at the same time, he ain't signed up for this. So he don't really know all of this to know about racism and the system of how it works. So he be need cats like me, cats that's really educated on it, to come there and holler at these motherfuckers for them. You know what I mean? And stand tall with them. How they do. When they kill us, they stand with each other. But now that the media gone, where everybody at? You know what I mean? So this Black Lives Matter shit, man. Y'all gotta do some research on these people and find out who they are, what they've done, and all the motherfucking checks they collected. Google just.
See, this was 2016, 2 years after. See, so in 2014 you had Ferguson, 2015 you had Baltimore. I think it was something else that popped off in 2016. Remember this decade, remember last decade, racial tensions was high. I mean, people, we was tired of it, man. We wasn't having no more. So a lot of these cities started to pop off. Well, Ferguson started that domino effect. And I'm not gonna even say Ferguson. First it was Trayvon Martin, right? Trayvon Martin, that was in 2012. George Zimmerman came up and started following the dude, and and Trayvon Martin, he's 16 years old. And because George Zimmerman was following him, he said, I'm gonna defend myself. And then George Zimmerman ended up murdering him. So after that, we was like, nah, this ain't gonna happen again. We ain't finna let this slide again. And after Ferguson, it was just like a domino effect with uprisings. I don't know if y'all remember that time, but all right, that's how it went down. And that wasn't Black Lives Matter. That was from the raw emotions of the people. Probably later on, they started to seeing like agitators and stuff like that, but yeah, like nah, that was the raw emotions of the people.
Just gave these motherfuckers $500,000. I kid you not. You can look it up right now. Where that money go? Who benefiting from this besides them? And I don't like I said, I got paper. I don't need no paper. I ain't put a GoFundMe up and put no money in my pocket yet. I ain't took no grant money. I ain't joined no orgs. All these fucking punk ass orgs. What the fuck y'all doing? Y'all getting paid. And don't think I don't know about you niggas out there. All you niggas in these orgs getting paid 5-10 grand a month, traveling the fucking world, speaking like y'all fucking helping the community, ain't doing shit for the community. You sell out motherfuckers. Y'all made these motherfuckers into who they are. We got blood, sweat, and tears in the streets for nothing. People risked their lives. People lost their jobs, lost their homes. Cats in prison right now doing 5-10 years behind Mike Brown. This Mike Brown shit. This shit was real.
Facts. People did prison time over that. People ended up murdered over that. I mean, look at all the actors.
Now you niggas wanted was a couple dollars. We could have changed the fucking world. All you wanted was a fucking donation and a couple Twitter followers. You niggas is pussies. I don't respect none of that shit. Like I said, I ain't getting in it for no money. First of all, I didn't even know you could make money off that type of shit. Like I didn't know shit about the soliciting grant fund shit. I ain't no blue collar criminal. Like only thing I ever did was some street shit. So I don't know nothing about that. I came out there strictly to talk about racism, educate people, let them know how we need to come together and use our funds to grow economically. Cause that's the real way you beat racism, by cutting off that motherfucking lifeline. We don't need y'all. We ain't giving y'all.
Facts. And that's what we really need to do, man. We need to come together and build economically. The thing is, what's been going on lately in the black community is a lot of people use that as a way to scam instead of actually putting in the work and doing something that's actually tangible for the black community. We were more powerful when we were segregated because we had more wealth during that time. We had our own hotels. We had our own businesses. We had our own farmland. And what he's saying is right. The only way we can kill that is being economically powerful. Why you think the Asian community gets so much respect? Why you think they was able to get an Asian hate bill passed? Because they have economic power. Not only that, they have a whole country backing them up. And their country is basically taking over the world. China. You got other Asian companies like Japan. What? They economic powers. Why you think they get respect? Why you think they get considered a model minority? And they're getting to the point to where they starting to be one of the head honchos. Even over white people. They got so much land over here in the United States. They got acres of land. They got private police stations over here in the United States. Why you think they get so much respect? Don't you think if we had big black enclaves all over the United States where we producing our own food, manufacturing our own goods, we have our own private police departments, we have a abundance of land all throughout the United States. We have our own housing that we control, our own construction companies. We still know how to do trades. Do you know how powerful we would be? We have our own tech companies, our own YouTube, our own Facebook. That's gonna dismantle that racism, because they ain't gonna have nothing to do but to attack us and go to war with us. And once you get to that point, then you build your military up. But let's keep going.
That's my whole thing. But people want to know that. Everybody starts as an opportunity. Let me start an organization. Give me a couple grants. Start me a couple GoFundMe's. Tweet a little bit. And now they big shots. They're traveling the world. Oh man, follow all these motherfuckers on Twitter, man. Check out what they doing, man. They wilding, man. Like the dude Charles Wade, they say he came here. This little roly-poly looking motherfucker, he came here. I got into it with him too, man. Everybody I'm talking about, they can't stand me. Like Netta, D-Ray, they blocked me from Twitter. Charles Wade blocked me from Twitter. Alexis Brittany blocked me from Twitter. They hate my ass because I call them out. I'm tagging your name, all that. I'm saying your name. I'm not gonna sneak this. All these other punk ass niggas, they be talking that shit to me behind closed doors. Yeah, bro, that ain't right. Yeah, but y'all bitch ass niggas standing next to him in public though. Why? Because it's like a whack rapper with a hit record. You know he trash, but he booming. So you don't want to call him nigga because you want to keep your ties. That's what they doing right now. They want to keep their ties with these motherfuckers because they pop. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't care how many followers you got on Twitter. Fuck you. You're a fraud. That's blood money. You soliciting funds from a dead kid.
Facts, like he said, it's blood money. The way you get your money and how you make your money, it brings energy, right? So if you get your money righteously, then you're gonna have righteous energy come towards your way. You're gonna have positive energy. But if you get your money scheming and scamming your own people and trying to come up off your own people and just make it like a publicity thing, you're gonna reap what you sow. You might be living good for a while, but it's gonna come back to bite you.
I don't give a fuck how much money. How many Twitter followers you got? How much money you got? I don't need you pussies. I got my own money. I know how to eat. I take care of my family. We good over here. I don't need. That's why Mike Brown said you fucks with me because he know like, bro, I'm good, bro. You don't see me never. You don't see me hurting. I ain't asking nobody for no dollar. I'm getting mine. I ain't gonna use your son. I ain't gonna use your child. That's no leverage. I'm gonna use my voice. I was already trending. I was already trending on Facebook and all that shit. I was already thousands and thousands of likes and followers before Mike died. Mike Brown didn't benefit me. If anything, Cash was actually like coming at me. They thought I was on some bullshit. They like, man, look at this old street nigga, thug nigga. They laughing and shit. They thought I was on some, like, this nigga was selling drugs a couple years ago. Now he doing this shit high, laughing at me. But then I stayed so consistent with it. I open their eyes to this shit. Now everybody like, damn, I respect you, I fuck with you, bro. You ain't been out there with Farrakhan, damn, you real deal with this shit. So I ain't come out there because I was gonna benefit from it. I went out there because it was real. That was in my heart to do. But only thing I did benefit from Mike Brown, I would say this: it cleaned up my image because people just saw me as just a street nigga. I was talking this shit, but people ain't get it until I start showing it. That's what Mike Brown did for me, and I appreciate that. But I ain't make no money off Mike Brown. I wasn't soliciting funds. I wasn't none of that. You know what I mean?
And see, that's the problem with a lot of these so-called grifters and scammers and people who want to use the black struggle and what black people go through as a way to make money. They use it as a way to make money. They use it as a hustle. See, what they try to do, they because most of these dudes, they don't even have nothing popping for themselves for real, right? A lot of these dudes don't even got it like that, but they do a whole faking until you make it, and because they can talk good and they can play off of black people emotions, they can get black people to donate to them. So just like Black Lives Matter, your Jay Morrisons, 13 million from the black community, that could have been used to buy a nice size plot of land. Could have put half of it for farming and cattle and growing stuff, and then you could have built tiny homes on the other half, for black people that's going through a housing crisis. But yeah, that's what they do, man. They capitalize off of black people emotions instead of doing something that's actual tangible for the black community. The same thing that the Democratic Party do, the same thing that other politicians do. That's why they get these celebrities. That's why they do all this dancing and talking about rap music and do all this pandering stuff to get our emotions involved, so we can give them that vote, or so we can give away our money.
But yeah, Black Lives Matter, Campaign Zero, all these motherfuckers, man, they making millions of dollars. They ain't talking about no little chump change. They ain't talking about no petty money. If it was petty shit, I still call them out, but it wouldn't be a big deal. Like, these motherfuckers is eating cars, houses. You know what I mean? They driving around in nice vehicles. All up the fact Mike Brown died. And it's the long term effects of it. If they willing to keep selling our kids out every time they die for a little money, what's gonna stop these white folks, these cops? You know, what's gonna stop these people from killing these babies? What's gonna stop them? Ain't no consequences for it. Give these niggas a little money, they ain't mad no more. All they want was a little paper. They don't really care about Mike Brown being dead in the streets.
Facts. Because a lot of these, even some of the parents, and I'm not talking about Mike Brown parents, but even some of the parents that were victims of police brutality, where a child was murdered. When they got that payout, man, they got quiet real quick. Once the money started to come, a lot of the other people that was involved and try to make it seem like that they really cared, they got real quiet real quick once that money started to come.
Look at Tamir Rice, 12 years old. They don't even talk about him. They don't give a fuck about that shit. Give them a little money, they gonna shut the fuck up. Once white folks realize that, they start cashing out. Why do you think they ain't in the streets of Ferguson no more? Where the fire go? Where the passion go? Where the pain go? Where the anger go? Money. That's where it went. So all I'm gonna say is keep y'all kids away from these type of people. They vultures. They leeches. Cause they have your kids out there protesting, burning shit up, thinking they doing something. Next thing you know, your people's in prison or in jail fighting the fucking case, and they ain't using none of that fucking money to help them. Even Talib Kweli, a lot of people look at him as a conscious rapper and a real dude. And I talked to him. I mean, he come off as somebody who like humble and soft spoken. And I don't really trust that though, because a lot of soft niggas use that shit as a you know, they do that so you won't beat their ass. Cause I'm the type of person. I told Tyler I'll beat your ass, bro. Like I told Tyler Kweli, he'll tell you. I told him like, bro, I would knock you the fuck out. Like I don't give a fuck about that rap shit, nigga. When I met him, it was on that. Like Tough Poetry got me above his ass for real.
We told Talib Kweli that. And the thing with Talib Kweli, right? He more, and from what I seen from him, he more of them type of dudes that's mainly just pushing like the liberal agenda for real. And don't get me wrong, listen, I don't have nothing wrong with black people being a Democrat or Republican or any of your or whatever political party you have, right? But it seems like he even did that like over the interests of black people, right? I feel like when you put your political party over the interests of black people, then it's an issue. But I mean, I don't know too much about Talib Kweli, but yeah.
But he came across as a cool dude, and I'm like, damn, bro, my bad. Maybe I was wrong about you. Maybe you got good intentions and just trusting the wrong people. But anyways, he raised $112,000 in an account to bond out protesters. A lot of cats went to jail. They weren't getting bonded out. It was just like people he was cool with personally. He divided the money amongst them, and it went to different organizations. Now these folks have donated all this money for legal fees, and now that cash getting locked up. They need that money. Like Josh, where is that? You know what I mean? Some bullshit, man. So you just got like, man, this shit, like, if you notice, I fell back on a lot of that shit.
So yeah, he raised all that money and basically saying that he's saying that, I mean, he ain't do what he said he was gonna do with the money. He ain't keep his promise. He said he basically split it up with his the people he was cool with, and it went to other places. It didn't go directly to the people. And that's the thing. That's why people were so pissed off at Oprah and The Rock, because when we send these celebrities money and we donate to all these campaigns and all these organizations, it don't go directly to the people. We know that most of the time it be capped for real.
I fell back for a reason. I'm still on it. Don't get me wrong. I'm still on it, but I would much rather be with a group of street niggas riding around with me and let me do the talking and let me show them about how racism going and all that and who the real enemy is, than to be with these old computer nerds, fake Twitter revolutionary motherfuckers that's gonna sell you out soon you go to jail. Matter of fact, they're gonna get a police video. Do I mentor? I mean, on paper I don't, but I've been in the streets every day. Like I pull up in the hood. Like I be with them. I be in the gutter. I be talking to the niggas people don't even want to. People scared of. That's what I mentor. My little homies, the niggas who got felonies. You know what I mean? The little dudes in the trenches. That's what I be mentoring. But we had like a little youth center. We had a whole bunch of kids up there to go up there and talk to them. We was planning on doing so much shit for them, but it kind of got fucked up because we ain't had the money to really be funded. because all the money going to people like Black Lives Matter. It's something, man, y'all don't understand, dog. We could have changed this whole city.
See what he just said? See, people, the money ain't going to organizations like that. It's going to organizations like Black Lives Matter. It's not going to the people that's actually helping the people and putting in the work and putting in the footwork and actually out there. It's going everywhere else. So that's why people are starting to become a lot more skeptical before funding something, before actually putting in money into something, because it's not going directly to the people.
If niggas would not be out here hurting and starving how they is right now, had that Ferguson shit been done right by genuine people. But it was out of towners that came here, took the whole shit, all the money, and the local motherfucker, they just gave them petty money, man. I'll give y'all a couple thousand, you know what I mean? They end up turning on each other, falling out and shit over petty money, while these motherfuckers in the O's getting the big checks, and niggas here still hurting. So that youth center shit, man, it could have been beautiful, man, but they fucked that up. We still can do it, but we would have had this shit right now. If it wasn't for people like Black Lives Matter. That's why I'm speaking out about this shit.
See, could have had a whole youth center in the Ferguson area if it wasn't for Black Lives Matter scamming people out of money. Black Lives Matter could have used some of that money for that youth center. He could have gave the kids something to do. Could have gave the kids a place to go. Could have helped fed the kids. Could have helped the kids prepare for college or pay for their college. Could have helped started businesses, man.
But a lot of people don't know this. People think like, you know, Black Lives Matter is so clever because it's like, all right. It's like, all right, this shit catchy, it's trending. People didn't know there was an organization. People didn't know there was like real people behind this shit. They just thought it was like a saying, like a hashtag. Nah, it's more to it than just that. Like, this is like, it's big business. It's big business. A lot of money in this shit. Man, money is the root of all evil. Being broke is the root of all evil. White supremacy is the root of all evil in this country. Money don't mean shit, man. Like, that's a piece of...
It's the love of money is the root of all evil. That's what the Bible says, the love of money. If you love money too much, then that's the root of all evil. Like he said, in this country is most definitely white supremacy. That's what this country was built off of. White supremacy and Satanism. That's what this country was built off of. Freemasonry.
It's paper, man. That shit ain't shit, man. Power. Cause a lot of black people got money, man, but they don't got no power. They don't know how to use it. That's why the government, they're going to war every year, taking resources, land, gold, oil. That's the real shit right there. That little money, man. We the only ones still caught up on money, man. Them white folks, they know what they doing. They on the power trip. They making us, it's like Hunger Games, man. They at the top eating, but we at the bottom just killing each other over bullshit. Money, power, respect.
Facts.
Our dollars only worth like 13 cents. That's what niggas don't know. Like, our money ain't worth shit. In a minute, it ain't gonna be worth no money at all.
This was in 2016. It's 2023 now. Dollar ain't worth a damn. Ain't worth nothing. We got bricks coming. Matter of fact, this whole country is on a decline. It's about to collapse.
It's mom's right here. I'm gonna be pulling up, mom. I'm like right around the corner. Urban League, man, the Urban League, all them fraud mother. What have Urban League did for niggas in all these years? It shouldn't take Mike Brown dying, niggas wilding out, burning the whole city down twice in 1 year for them to actually do some shit. But y'all been getting grant money all these fucking years, ain't it? Man, fuck Urban League, fuck NAACP, all that bullshit, man. It's the old out with the old, in with the new. We need grassroots organizations from the people and in the community.
Facts. Like you said, out with the old and in with the new. And you gonna hear me say facts like but yeah, the Black Caucus, the NAACP, Urban League, all these so-called organizations for black people, they do more for immigrants than they do for actual black people. And I'm not putting this on everybody in them organizations because there's people in them organizations with actual good intentions, but the organizations as a whole, they not really doing nothing for real. A lot of them just gatekeepers. A lot of them is black gatekeepers.
People who genuinely give a fuck. People who from the struggle. You ain't gonna, and people out on leadership. Leadership don't come from Yale, Princeton. Leadership don't come from Harvard. They ain't been through this shit. Huey Newton was a gangster. Malcolm X was a pimp. I don't really like Martin. I ain't no real big fan of him, but even him, he was a poor ass preacher. Like, this shit come from the ground, man. All these motherfuckers old, well educated, they pussy. They ain't gonna sacrifice their life for this shit. They ain't gonna die for y'all kids. They don't wanna lose their motherfucking position. They ties. I don't give a fuck about none of this shit. You kill me tomorrow, I ain't never gonna not speak on the real. And they know that. They knew that when they met me. That's why they made sure my face ain't get too big. I always been popular in the city, but they made damn sure like, nah, we can't let this nigga, cause he ain't gonna sell out. He got a marketable ass face, and he speak from the heart. They gonna follow him. Keep him in the dark. I'm alright with that though. I'm still gonna get mine regardless. But I see the long-term effects of it, man. People following the wrong people, the wrong shit. People getting hurt. A lot of people still getting killed. Like Mike Brown should have been the last Mike Brown. How many Mike Browns has it been since Mike Brown? Hey.
It's been a ton of them. Since year 2014, like I said, it started a whole domino effect of uprisings, but it also caused a whole domino effect of police officers or race soldiers killing unarmed black people and getting off scot-free for it. No consequences whatsoever. None. They get paid leave. Might as well call that a vacation. And like he said, you know, a lot of these people in these organizations haven't actually been through it, haven't been through the struggle. It was raised in great homes, and that doesn't mean you can't help or you can't have a passion for it, or you can't actually, be there for the people and do something for the people. But a lot of them don't think like the people who actually been through the struggle and actually been there, actually had to live it.
Ask yourself that question. Yeah. Sellouts. They beat us by using us. Give a nigga a little money, he forget about all that old political shit real fast. All that conscious African shit they be talking. It sound good on paper. Put some money in their face, they gonna forget about all of that. Just real shit. I'm just telling y'all from experience. This ain't like no, I'm thinking. Like, y'all watch me live this shit. So when I'm telling y'all this shit, I'm telling y'all to warn y'all, like, don't continue making the same mistakes over and over. Like, we gotta grow and learn from our mistakes. Don't keep on putting these soft ass, Don Lemon, educated cornball niggas in leadership positions. If a nigga ain't gangster, but nigga never been to jail. Nigga ain't got no bullet wounds. No, he ain't never sold no dope. He not fit to be no leader. Cause you gotta go through some shit to be a leader. You gotta have that pain in your heart. This shit in my heart. I got a lot of friends. Man, I lost 10 people last year. 6 of them.
So I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't think you gotta actually be in the streets to be no leader or anything like that. But I feel like you do have to be genuine and you have to have a connection with the people. I'm not knocking educated brothers. I'm not knocking, you know, people who didn't come from that type of lifestyle. I'm not knocking middle class or upper class brothers. If they have a genuine passion for the people and they really want to see black people succeed, um, I feel like yeah, they can most definitely be useful and they can most definitely be a leader in the community. But they gotta have that real passion. They gotta really have that heart for the people. You know, they have to really want the best for people. Besides, you know, a dollar. You know, they gotta it gotta be deeper than that. So I'm not finna just knock all the educated brothers or anything like that, right? But you they gotta have a genuine passion and a genuine love for black people.
Was friends. 4 of them was family. Okay. I don't give a fuck about no money. I want to see the world change for my people. Because we the ones suffering. When all this shit over with, when all the GoFundMe's dry.
They gotta have an attitude to where, like he just said, they want to see the world change for their people. They want to see their people on top. They gotta have that attitude.
When Black Lives Matter ain't trending no more, guess what? Niggas still gonna be done. Back to square one. So when niggas finally come together, and if you from St. Louis, you know niggas never come together here. The one time we actually came together was when Mike Brown died. And shit still ain't changed. This nigga sold us out. So when niggas finally come together, make sure y'all put the right niggas in leadership position. Don't wait for the educated cornball to come speak for you. Because he could talk all that articulate shit, but he can't speak from the heart. Because he ain't going through this shit you're going through. The people who don't live the struggle, they don't give a fuck about it. That's why a lot of white folks ain't talking about what's going on with black folks, because they don't understand it. They don't care about it. They ain't living it.
Yeah. I mean, they ain't gotta live through it every day. But like I said, I'm not gonna say all educated brothers or whatever. They don't understand. But you know, if you go through the struggle, there is a more connection. But just because you don't go through the struggle does not mean you can't be passionate. You just gotta know where your heart is. You gotta come from the heart.
Man, common sense ain't coming. Oh, all right. Okay. Good looking out. Yeah, picking up moms from the hospital. I hate my mom kind of keep going through this shit. She done been in this joint like 5 times within the past month. I hope it's the last time. It's some bullshit. But yeah, man, just.
But yeah, I'm gonna stop it right there, right? But yeah, so as you can see, he been saying that stuff way before Candace Owens even said anything about any of that. The black grassroots media, a lot of us we've been calling that out. Or we've been seeing what it is. We've been calling this out. So you know, I wanted to review that video not only to show respect for him and the people who actually was martyred from the Ferguson uprisings, because it's been on September 6th. It was 7 years since he was murdered. But I just really wanted to get more into detail about this because people know about this, and like I said, there has been other content creators talking about this and bringing this up on TikTok. But I really want to go more into depth with this. So um in the next video, we're going to get more into detail about like them being funded by George Soros, um about all the money that they made. We're also going to break down a lot of the stuff that happened, during the Ferguson uprisings and the Mike Brown case in general. So yeah, man, y'all stay tuned. Listen, before I leave, I want you to support. I want you to support my guy Travis, his bill, and he actually had, well, not a bill but a petition, right? And he actually had Mike Brown mother support this bill. I mean, I keep calling it a bill. It's not a law. It's not into law. But hey, I'm speaking it into existence. Um, I'm putting that energy out there. So hey, I guess it is a bill. I'm gonna just call it a bill because that's what we want it to be. Let me see. We want this to be an actual bill. So before y'all get off, I want y'all to go and support this. Right? It's a petition. And basically what it does, it gives police a mandatory 15-year sentence if anybody has their hands up and the police shoot them. They get a mandatory minimum of 15 years. Okay, so listen, okay, yup. So it's on change.org and this Hands Up Act. And it will punish police for shooting unarmed citizens. And basically it will give them a 15-year minimum if they shoot anybody with their hands up. So I want y'all to go sign that petition. Send this to your Senate, your Congress members. Let's share this. Let's continue to push this petition. He started this back in 2018. So let's continue to push this, right? It's called the Hands Up Act, and I kept calling it a bill. So hey, I'm speaking it into existence. This will be a bill. But other than that, I'm about to call it a night. Like I said, I got some more good topics coming up, and also this is a first to a series of video. It's a lot of information to cover. It's a lot of research to do on this topic alone, but I wanted to break that video down just to show people that this has been said about Black Lives Matter. This has been exposed, and yeah, I just wanted to share that. So yeah, y'all have a good night and peace.